So would I recommend this? Despite the fact that it tied some line onto hooks, no, absolutely not. This is garbage. You can spend $14.25 much better. I'll go buy a pack of cigarettes and you'll probably do better than, using this thing. This seems familiar. Hey there, Rednecks, Preppies, Redneck Preppies. It's me, the Redneck Preppy. How you doing today? Great, good. Now, back in April 2021, I reviewed this, an electric fish hook tire I'd ordered from Wish. Now, I ended up giving it a pretty negative review because it did, frankly, an abysmal job of tying line onto hooks. Its only job. Now, incidentally, if you want to watch the original video that I did, there is a link in the top corner as well as the description. Well, since that review appeared, a number of people have left comments below that video arguing that I had made a pretty big error. I'd used the wrong type of hooks. See, this fish hook tire wasn't made to be used with your regular hooks that have an eye, but rather those that have a spade or flat edge opposite the hook. Well, as we all know, people who release videos on YouTube never make mistakes, so I politely thanked many of the commenters and forgot about it. Until the next comment, and the next comment, and the next. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, before the comments, I was utterly unfamiliar with flat edge hooks, and I say that as both an experienced conventional gear and fly fisher who's thrown lines in Canada, the United States, and the Caribbean. Now, to be frank, these hooks aren't a thing in North America. I feel confident saying that, by the way, because in preparation for this revisit video, I went up and down fishing retailer stores and websites, both large and small, across the continent, trying to find these hooks. I had no luck. In fact, the only places I could find these hooks were outside of North America. So I think I can be forgiven on my ignorance of flat edge hooks and the proper use of this fish hook tire. Now, all that said, I've never been afraid to be corrected when I say a wrong thing, so I decided to test this fish hook tire again with what have been purported to be the proper hooks. I managed to locate some for today. I only have to order them from Singapore. So let's see if I do it correctly this time and need to eat my words about this device. Now, as you can see, the fish hook tire originally cost me a grand total of $14.25. Now, if you want to learn more about it, here's the original Chinglish-filled product page that you can press pause on and read at your leisure. Now, let's start out by watching the official video for this fish hook tire. It's only 13 seconds, but I predict it should give us a pretty good idea of how it actually works. Okay, just as I observed in 2021, this video is theoretically a how-to, but it moves too quickly to actually learn much of anything from. That said, your humble host here isn't a complete fool. I did manage to figure it out by watching other videos. Now I'll show you how to rig this contraption and we'll actually test whether it works. Okay, first up, our sacrificial victims for this video are these 3/0 hooks made by owner that I had to order from Singapore. As I previously mentioned, when I said that I couldn't find these spade hooks in North America, I wasn't engaging in hyperbole. At any rate, hopefully these will work in this electric tire. And speaking of electric tire, of course, here it is. It takes 2 AAA batteries, and remarkably, it still worked after sitting on a shelf for 3 years. But does it tie line to hooks? Well, first, let me show you how to set this up to actually tie line on a hook. Okay, I'm probably going to make this look a lot more complicated in person than it is in reality, only because I'm trying to do this through a view screen. Presumably you won't be doing that on a boat. Anyway, here's your unit. You're going to see a slider labeled set, and that opens up a set of jaws here and reveals a little yellow cradle, I guess, for the lack of a better term, and that's where this edge of the hook goes. So you open it up and you put your hook there, pressing down. Did we get that? Gotta make sure it's in there, otherwise this isn't gonna work. Okay, there we are. Okay, so the hook is now set, as the name of that slider suggests. Here's your fishing line. This is the tag end, which presumably you'd be tying to the line, and you will see a slot there that you just basically feed it through and then hook it under this little keep there. Now the other end of the line, the one presumably coming from your reel, you're going to want to loop it underneath here, and you're going to see a cradle here, and you just put it over and then go through that slot again where the other part of the line went through. You're going to want to maintain some tension on this, because you don't want the line coming off this while you're tying the hook. So we'll just wrap it around our finger a little bit. Now this lever here will actuate this wheel once and wrap 1 revolution of line around it. Company suggests you do that 3 or 4 times. We'll do it like 5 times just because. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so presumably we've got 5 revolutions of line now around this. You're going to want to take this cradle, and and it's on a track around here. You're going to want to turn it all the way around, releasing the line into that slot as well, and you're going to want to pull it down. Now, for some reason, its tag end got caught under there. We don't want that there. So you want to pull, and that will presumably tighten the knot. And I'll just get rid of this for cinematic purposes. Bring that back down, and if we've done this correctly, there should be a knot tied on this fishing hook. Let's find out. Oh. Yeah, because this line is a little slippery, I'm just going to grab a pair of pliers to tighten this knot. Hopefully we've got it. Well, there you go. We've got ourselves one knotted lure. I'm pulling pretty darn good on this thing. Oh. It actually worked. I'm pulling on this. This is not gonna. This is not coming off. Well, how about them apples? As I said earlier, I'm not afraid to admit when I've made a mistake, and when it comes to this here electric fishing hook line tire, I clearly messed up by using the wrong hooks. Now, in my small defense, the original Wish ad didn't make it explicitly clear that you needed to use spade or flat edge hooks. So I used the only hooks that most North American anglers are likely to ever see or use, those with eyes for tying line to. That said, when you use the proper hooks, these ones right here, this thing actually does work. Now, I can't fault its ease of use nor the actual knot that it tied. As you saw in the demonstration, I pulled pretty hard on that line in an effort to dislodge or destroy the knot, but it stayed there. I'm reasonably confident that I could catch a fish on that hook and knot without any problems. So, mea culpa, mea culpa. I hereby withdraw my original criticism and judgment on this hook tire and declare it a product worth buying if you use that flat edge style of hook and have difficulty tying line to it. Now, longtime viewers of the channel will remember that I used to employ a 3-thumb scale to review products on this channel. And it only seems fair that I bring back that graphical judgment for at least this video. And on a scale of 3 thumbs, I hereby rate this fishing hook line tire 2 thumbs out of 3. At any rate, I hope you found today's video at least be vaguely entertaining and mildly informative. As always, I hope your adventures on the water are fun and relaxing. Take care, and bye-bye.